The pain that you're avoiding at the moment is exactly what will pay you in the future. In business, we as people need to understand that the work that we're putting in today, the money doesn't come right away. Delayed gratification is a concept that you need to master, I need to continue mastering, and is absolutely essential to succeeding in business and not burning out and not getting annoyed at every pivot. A lot of times the work you put in today will pay you in 30 days, 60 days. 90 days. They always say when you get in real estate, when you pass that realtor exam, it's going to be 120 days before you get paid, right? It's going to take some time. You've got to build your business. You've got to build your marketing plan. Like, how are we going to execute? What's your routine's going to look like? And then you put that work in, and it doesn't come right away, but you put that work in again. And you keep putting that work in. You show the universe, you show yourself, you show your clients that you're consistent. And that's when the success starts to come, right? That's when the commissions start to hit the bank account. So it's absolutely pivotal that you understand it's gonna take patience. Love of the game, the routine, the processes that you're executing, you're implementing, and then doing that over and over and over again, that is gonna get you the money, but it's gonna take time. And I'll give you one last little gem on delayed gratification. The win is in your lead gen. The win is, if you're in sales, whatever you're in when it comes to business, you have to sell a service or a product in some way, shape, or fashion. The win is building that pipeline. That's what you want to see. A transaction closed, that's yesterday, right? We want to build that pipeline to a point that the transactions are closing, the business is flowing at a rapid pace and consistently. Again, put the work in, the money comes later. If you don't get sacrificed, don't go into business. Just go to daycare. It is something that has to be apparent every single day. Every single day in business, if you want to succeed, you're going to be sacrificing at a high level. Let me tell you a story. Yesterday, I have a SBPM partner that we sold their house. It was a VA deal. The buyer's appraiser came in and flagged the floor. It's a Baltimore row home. The floor is a concrete floor. And over time, moisture and things like that can deteriorate the concrete. And there was a little rubble that got flagged. Okay, cool, fine, easy. But it was last minute. We were 48 hours away from settlement. There was a lot of things that kind of got crunched up. So now all of a sudden we're in a bind. Who's gonna save the day? It's gonna be me, and it's gonna be me who has to sacrifice. So yesterday, literally, me and my cameraman, who right now is standing behind the camera, had to pour a concrete floor, measure it. First we got help, that didn't work. So then we had to do it ourselves. My entire day yesterday was filled with doing something that I could never predict. And so I had to stay up way past 12 a.m., getting all the office work that I needed to get done yesterday, done because I was pouring concrete. The benefit of that sacrifice, we officially settled today. Everything's signed, sealed, delivered. The money's there. My client's ecstatic. He didn't even know all this was going on. So when I was able to share and all the sacrifice and all the work that went into having a successful closing, you tell me what comes from that. Maybe a referral, maybe a review, whatever. There's gonna be positive action that comes from that. And then I got all my work done. So now we're moving and shaking today, and we're not behind. We sacrificed so we could be ahead of the curve. So I've had to sacrifice every single step. You know, I'm constantly paying for things that I don't know how I'm gonna be paid back for. I'm constantly pouring into people that might not know how to navigate after I help them hours on hours and hours, right? There could be wasted time. Maybe they don't pay it back, right? I'm constantly spending money to make money, right? There isn't a level of the business I've created or businesses I've created. There isn't a house that I've lived in. I have 3 kids. Want to talk about sacrifice? Like, sacrifice is something you might as well be at peace with. Like, you need to be best friends with sacrifice. If there's anything I can tell you, become one you should just name yourself sacrifice. Become at peace with it, understand it's gonna be a daily thing, and you gotta love it. And you gotta understand it's a moment that happens, feel comfortable in that moment, and that sacrifice, that moment, gets you way further. After you become one with sacrifice, you still have to put it all on the line. That's where the risk comes into play. You only are able to achieve great things by taking risks. Every step of the way, there's gonna be some risk that you have to take. And I very much want to just tell a very condensed story that I think exemplifies the need for taking risks, how I've taken risks, and the value that can come from taking risks. Way back when we were getting started with solution-based property management, it was a point where I was really just trying to establish relationships with different players in the game that might have had portfolios or one day would have portfolios, or I could collaborate with them to build a portfolio, and then we of course would manage them. There was an individual that I was trying to meet. I was doing a couple development projects. I came into the understanding that two individuals were doing a lot of business in our market, would be very strategic to partner with. I wanted to schedule a meeting with this individual. I scheduled the meeting, nothing came from it. It was a 10-minute, very awkward meeting that was actually happening while he was in another meeting. So nothing came from it. From then, sent a text, right, checking in from the meeting. I then started utilizing the individual's business. That individual sold cabinets and did kitchen design. And so my next couple projects, even though the particular cabinets that I bought were out of the budget and I could have got way more affordable, I bought those cabinets for these projects because I wanted to get my foot in the door with this individual. I wanted to establish respect. I wanted to establish that I'm willing to support your business. Hopefully one day you can support mine. Ended up buying a few cabinets, probably triple the amount of what I could have bought. I took away from myself, and still nothing happened at first. And the truth of the matter is, something could have never happened. But what those moments did, what that random meeting did that I scheduled, the strategic follow-up via email that came after those moments, that led to us managing over 75 properties for this individual. That moment was a big part of how we were able to steer SBPM to a quick build. To take a 30-unit portfolio and then all of a sudden, a couple years later, have more than 400 units. It absolutely sucks being consistent at times. And I am far from perfect when it comes to consistency. But the thing about consistency when you relate it to business, good, consistent habits compound over time. That routine that you're doing, that maybe you got from 5 a.m. club, maybe you got it from the compound effect, right? Wherever you got those tools that you're implementing, if you do that tool consistently, 60 days, 120 days, 5 years. What you see at the front end might be nothing, right, for a while, right? And that sucks, I get that. But then what you see day 90, day 120, 2 years from now, the gains every day start to get louder and louder and louder. You can't cheat the world, you can't cheat the process, and the only thing that propels you to be a winner is by doing winning habits every single day. You have to be consistent. If you don't want to be, you might as well join the Losers Club.